feeling since that injury came? Just kind of waiting to see those younger guys, Sean Bishop and Khalif Keith, how they kind of handled the load during the spring.
Oh man, fighting every day, is hard with the numbers low in the room, but they come out here and attack every single day, learning and growing in each phase of the game. Deshaun's been growing. It's good to see him back on the field after last year. Khalifa as well. They both taking strides and steps every single day.
Adam?
Shared carries a lot last year. You've got a big workload coming this season. How do you kind of prepare for that, prepare your body for that?
Just being intentional in off-season training. I think that's the biggest portion of it, getting my body in the best shape and condition that I could get it in to be able to take on whatever workload they need me to, and just having good practice habits, understanding, trusting the process that they'll get me ready, and at the end of the day, it's just about having the right mentality too, it's mind over everything. So training my mind for that as well as my body to be prepared for anything this season.
Sam in the back.
Looking back at the Citrus Bowl now, heading into spring, how beneficial was that, those practices as you as RB1 and now heading into spring as a starter?
I think more than anything, the game was beneficial. I tend to always practice the same way, even with Jabari and Jay right here. We made each other better, but the game was very beneficial in just knowing that I would have times and opportunities to, keep going at it. It was back in the season when it was me, Jabari, and Jay Wright rotating. It's, you got to give credit to the coaches. I don't know what I would do in that situation. They found a way to try to get all of us snaps. It's a hard situation, but just being able to, be the main guy, knowing that I was going to get a lot of workload in that game, my mental mindset more than anything helped me and carried the load a lot. Just to show the coaches that, I think I had about 20 carries, showing them that I could carry the ball that much if they need me to, and just building confidence in me and coaches.
Eric and Patrick.
Dylan, you touched on this already a little bit, but has there been any big difference from you in the past to now in the spring? I know you've always prepared as if you were the starter. You've been playing. Has there been any difference in your work habits at all?
Not work habits. I would say in terms of how I handle myself in the room. Work habits stay the same. You probably got to be a little more intentional, knowing that I had two older guys that left. So it's like people who learn the system are looking at me. So I can't have off days or choose when to not be on my A game, because if I'm at my best, they're at their best, and if they're at their best, they're making me be at my best. So I think it's more in terms of making sure I'm intentional with my work ethic, but also how I handle the room. Last year it's a different feel now. You had experience and you didn't have to kind of coach as much or teach as much, kind of like last spring or this going up into this fall. But so it's a learning curve, and just being patient and trying to be a good role model in every way I can.
Dylan, one thing you went through this offseason was the coaching change from Coach Mack to Coach Sims. What's that been like, and what are your thoughts on Coach Sims? Did he recruit you in high school, so did you guys know when he came in?
Yeah, he recruited me when he was at Louisville. Great coach. I built a relationship with him in recruitment. I was actually supposed to visit him until I committed here, and then I just shut that down. I was locked in with Tennessee. But man, it's crazy how things come full circle. We talked about it. He was one of the closest coaches I built relationships with. He was just real and genuine. Like Coach Mack, they're very similar, kind of like real Southern dudes. Keeps it 100 all the time. Can joke with you, can laugh, but man, his energy, his passion, his will to make us be what he believes we could be. Telling us we will do it, not as what we want to do. So every day he has that mindset. That we're gonna get better. What I'm saying? We can't have off days. Like even on our off days, we gotta suit up and get ready to go. But he got that fiery passion, young spirit, running around. He definitely finds always to give you energy at all times.
Last year, the coaches talked a lot about your explosiveness and being able to kind of see your gaps during the games. You talked a little bit about getting your body right. How much does that lend itself to kind of being stronger to break through tackles so you can get just beyond your initial explosive spurt?
Yeah, it's definitely important, and that's why I get with the strength and conditioning staff, because they have all the right measurements and everything and how I should shape my body. I'm never gonna be a probably 20-pound running back, but like my job is to, build myself into the best me I can be. I've put on about 10 pounds. I'm at 200 pounds right now. Since this off season, maintaining during spring, but it's just to be able to, like you said, break those tackles, make a little bit more things happen, play throughout the stretch of the season while also making sure I'm training my speed, keeping that up at the same time. But, strength staff does a good job working with me and everybody in this building to get with their goals. And, it's time to attack that in the summer as well so we get ready for the season.
Patrick.
Dylan, I think this has been a talking point for you throughout your career, but pass protection, how do you feel like you continue to grow there, and how's that been for you this spring?
It's been great, just keying in on my keys, being in tune with calls from the center and everything, but more so just fundamentals, get good reps with those linebackers. You got a lot of good linebackers, taking advantage of one-on-ones, learning from them. But it's been great in team situations. Every time I've been able to get a chance to go, we have good work, but always growing in every aspect of the game, and that's one of the biggest aspects. It's important keeping the QB upright, go throughout the stretch of the season. So we're working on that.
Wes?
Is Pierce one of those guys that you feel like in pass pro, like if I can chip that guy, if I can keep him away from my quarterback, I could pretty much keep anybody away from my quarterback?
It's definitely a shock when you see a Leo defensive end, show up. It's like you gotta block him. But definitely, going against, there's a couple times where you have to end up on defensive linemen, and at the end of the day, no, that's not my man, or people might not know how pass protections work, but that may not be my guy. But at the end of the day, we gotta keep whoever's back there at QB up. So, going against people like that is definitely, important. But I would say more linebackers just picking up those blitzes though, because when DNs come around, they're not expecting us to kind of really chip them. So it's not more pass pro in that sense. It's just trying to contact them, because they're so overweight. But really getting those, not overweight, what I mean. That's so they outweigh us, But but getting those work with those linebackers when they're blitzing full speed, that's the real terms. So we can fit in right and get our technique right. That's the best way we can get our pass pro right.
All right. Thanks, Dylan.
Yeah, funny.